Hi. The concept of being stuck is on my mind lately. And that little raft that's back there is what put the thought into my head. I was sitting on it the other day, and the tide has gone out. So there's no water where I'm at right now. It's all muddy muck stuff. And that raft is sitting on the dirt, essentially the mud. So when I was laying on it, I was essentially laying on a raft sitting on the mud. When the water comes in, when the tide comes in, suddenly there's like 11 feet of water right here, and that raft is beautifully floating on top of the ocean. But when you're stuck, like I was in on that raft the other day, started thinking about what we're supposed to do in those situations. And there's a lot of different times when we are stuck in one place. We can't go forward and we can't go back. Sometimes going forward is scary, but going back where we came from is also not very appealing either. And I started to think about the Apostle Paul, and one of my favorite passages is found in Philippians 3:13 and probably 14 as well, where essentially he is saying that he is going to forget the former things and move forward into things that are coming in the future, that he's to press on to his goal, which for him is all gain in Jesus Christ. And I thought about that when I was sitting on that raft, knowing full well that I was going to get sucked into the mud as I tried to get off of it. I could also just sit there and wait for the tide to come in, and then I would have had to have swum back, which I'm not a big ocean swimmer, so I didn't really want to do that either. So I was stuck, and I was stuck in one place, and I didn't know really how I wanted to handle the situation. I didn't want to lose a shoe in the mud, but I knew staying out there wasn't going to be a good option for me either. My spiritual life can be very much like that too, where it is very easy to just become stagnant, to sit in one spot, to even wait for the tide, the spiritual tide, to pull you in just a little bit closer to shore to make it a little bit easier. But I think we're called to more than that. We're called to press on, to move forward, to forget about former things because God is doing a new thing for us. And we should be bold to be able to jump into the unknown territory and go where the Lord is leading us. In this case, it was just to get off the raft and go have dinner, which was a good option. In my spiritual life, it looks like doing the grief work to move forward so I'm not stuck in my pain. It is learning how to turn my anxiety over to the Lord instead of wallowing in my fear and uncertainties. It is learning who I am, what my identity truly is as a woman in Christ, as a mother, as a wife, as a nurse, as a potential pastor, who I am and who I'm becoming, and forget who I used to be because I'm a new creation. And so are you if you're a believer. So don't get stuck. Don't be afraid to move forward. Don't be afraid to reach out for what the Lord has got you. Press on.